WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
In 2012, he helped lead Team USA to an Olympic gold medal. This morning, he was charged with 24 crimes, and tonight, John Geddert is dead by his own hand. It is our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. Today marked the end of a legal saga that has been going on for 3 years. And for some, it was the end of a personal and professional saga that has gone on for much longer. John Geddert, the Grand Ledge man who led the Fierce Five to gold at the London Olympics, was once at the pinnacle of his sport, but his name and his reputation suffered, at first because of his association with a serial sex offender, then because of crimes that he was accused of committing on his own. And just hours ago, 6 News broke the news that he had taken his own life. We have live team coverage of all of today's developments. Kaylee Marentat was one of the first reporters to get a copy of the criminal charges against Geddert. But tonight we're going to begin with 6 News reporter Araceli Crescencio. She's here for you now from the scene where Geddert's body was found at a rest stop just off of Interstate 96 near Grand Ledge. Araceli, what do we know so far?
Sherry, hours after being charged with 24 counts of criminal misconduct, former USA Olympics coach John Geddert killed himself. Michigan State Police say they found his body on a rest area going eastbound I-96 in Clinton County. Now I'm going to take a step out so you can take a closer look at the scene, which is as far as police let us near. Officials describe his injury as a self-inflicted wound. Geddert was known to carry a concealed weapon, and this comes hours after he was charged with committing crimes such as sexual assault and human trafficking at Twistars, the gym he owned and ran for decades in Dimondale. He was scheduled to appear in court before an Eden County judge this afternoon, but he never showed up. Police aren't releasing any more information, but we did hear from Attorney General Dana Nessel, who held a live press conference earlier today listing the crimes against Geddert. Now she's reacting to news of his death, calling it, quote, a tragic end to a tragic story for everyone involved. And the list of people reacting to Geddert's death keeps growing. Rachel Denhollander, the first victim to come forward and accuse Larry Nassar of sexual abuse back in 2016, said this on Twitter: in part, to the survivors, you have been heard and believed, and we stand with you. Here for you live in Grand Ledge, Araceli Crescencio, 6 News.
Thank you, Araceli. Now, before the news broke about John Geddert's death, the Michigan Attorney General announced 24 felony charges against him. Kaylee Marentat has been following this story all day, and she's joining us now live in studio. Kaylee, what can you tell us about these charges?
Sherry, Geddert faced 20 counts of human trafficking, 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct, 1 count of racketeering, and 1 count of lying to a peace officer. During the press conference this afternoon, officials said the only charge tied to former doctor and sexual predator Larry Nassar is lying to a peace officer. That was back in 2016. Geddert was asked if he was aware of Nassar assaulting any female athletes while at Twistars. Nassar was a doctor at Twistars, which was owned by Geddert. The rest of the charges are solely based on Geddert's actions alone. Attorney General Dana Nessel says those actions affected dozens of girls who were all minors at the time.
The victims suffer from disordered eating, including bulimia and anorexia, suicide attempts and self-harm, excessive physical conditioning, repeatedly being forced to perform even when injured, extreme emotional abuse, and physical abuse, including sexual assault. Many of these victims still carry these scars from his behavior to this day.
These charges come from a 3-year investigation by local and state law enforcement and officials, and Geddert was planned to be arraigned this afternoon at 2:15, but never showed up. Sherry, back to you.
Kaylee, thank you. Now, speaking of those survivors, one of them is Lindsay Lemke, who is now married and goes by Lindsay Hall. 6 News spoke with her and her mother as soon as we found out about Geddert's death. Lindsay says Geddert would physically punish athletes if they made a mistake and emotionally abuse them. When we broke the news to Lindsay, and now John Geddert, all being charged. Lindsay believes
you have nothing to feel sorry for. For taking something that was really terrible, and we're making changes in our gymnastics community. We're going to be the ones for, maybe our daughters one day, if they want to do gymnastics, they're going to have a totally different atmosphere and experience than we had, and that's what really matters. Just knowing that everything that we've been through, all of the hurt, all of the trauma, there's a bigger picture, and it's so that we can be the ones to make a difference.
For what she was going to say to Geddert in court, but now that day will never come. Touch tonight with Rita Weber. She's the mother of Olympian Jordan Weber, who trained with Geddert at Twistars for years. Tonight, Rita says, quote, "I wanted to see John punished for years, but I never imagined something like this. It's tragic, and I feel for his family." Stay with 6 News. We'll follow the updates in this story and bring you all the latest details on air, online at WLNS.com and on the 6 News app. In other news, now officials at Lansing Catholic High School are apologizing this evening for a social media post today. Our digital reporter, Andrew Burkle, has been following this story all day, and he joins us now live in studio. Andrew, tell us what happened.
Sherry, the school's social media manager posted this image on the school's Facebook and Instagram pages today. It was only up for a few minutes, but it did a lot of damage. The picture is from 1979. It shows a person wearing a white hood with a cross on their chest and a number of people doing a salute. It was a Throwback Thursday post. The school's president says when he saw the post, he literally sprinted through the halls to have it taken down and was just as shocked as many others online.
Words are hard to express how angry and how disappointed I am in this entire situation. This was so offensive and so wrong and should have never, ever happened. This was highly offensive, and we will get to the bottom of it.
Ioko says the social media manager who posted the photo has been placed on administrative leave. Several people reached out to us here at TV6 after that image was posted today, and one of them told me she was not that surprised that this happened. I've got that perspective and more details about this story posted right now on our website, WLNS.com, or you can check it out on the 6 News app. Back to you, Sherry.
Thank you, Andrew. We have new details for you tonight in a shooting case that is under investigation in Jackson County, with the suspect still on the loose tonight and considered armed and dangerous. We told you yesterday about the suspect. He's 38-year-old Darvin Cole from Henrietta Township. We now know that according to the sheriff's office, deputies were dispatched to a hospital just after 5 o'clock Tuesday afternoon when the victim Township showed up with a gunshot wound. He is now in serious but stable condition. The number for the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is on your screen. Give them a call if you know anything about the shooting or Darvin Cole's location. There were 48 new deaths from COVID-19 recorded in Michigan today. 30 of those were found in vital records, which means 18 of them happened in the past 24 hours. There were also more than 1,300 new cases of COVID-19 in Michigan today. That brings the total case count to more than 585,000. But Michigan is also making headway in vaccinations. The state announced that 2 millionth dose of COVID-19 vaccine was administered today.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, if you like warm weather, you're going to love this 6-day forecast. The mild weather is here to stay. Today, one of the cooler days that we'll see. Take a look at your high temperature trend from 30s into the 40s for Friday and then near 50 by Sunday. We do fall a bit by Monday, but then warm right back up. Certainly the overall theme is going to be towards more spring-like temperatures. As we check out the satellite radar, we saw some snow showers this afternoon in northern lower Michigan, but nothing here in mid-Michigan. It has been a gorgeous afternoon, even with the cool temperatures. Precision Cast will take you through the overnight hours. Some cloud cover to our west. I think probably we'll hang on to partly cloudy skies tomorrow morning. As we move into the afternoon, for a time, we should break into full sunshine. Tomorrow evening, however, clouds begin to increase as a weak system pushes in. And look at that. We're warm enough that it's mainly rain showers with a few flakes of snow mixing in early Sunday morning. This is before the sun comes up. As we progress through the day, that will quickly shift to the east, and we'll see decreasing clouds a bit by Saturday afternoon. More of the same, more or less, on Sunday, with temperatures topping out close to 50 degrees. So snowfall this weekend. Obviously, it's not going to be here in mid-Michigan, but if you're heading up north to a little skiing, that doesn't look too bad with some snowfall in the UP and northern lower Michigan, but the amounts look very, very light and just a trace. When we're talking literally a trace with a couple flakes on Saturday morning here. Our temperatures this afternoon are sitting in the mid-30s. 30s, not too far from where we should be this time of the year for our highs. There's the live view. I'm going to get out of the way because it's so pretty out on the WLNS tower cam. Beautiful sunset. Temperature 36 degrees, wind chill of 34. Carbon copy on the Grand Ledge tower cam, just as beautiful. Better with the weather guy standing to the side. 34 the current temperature, humidity at 67%. Another beautiful shot in Jackson. Temperature currently at 37 degrees, west winds at 10. So it feels like temperature of a little bit cooler than that. And there's the Hillsdale cam. I guess I can get back in now. The sun's not in this shot. Temperature in Hillsdale also looking pretty good. 35 degrees, west winds at 3. No wind chill, peak wind at 28 miles per hour. Now I'm going to head out again. Tonight's forecast, temperature down to 18 degrees, partly cloudy skies and light winds. As we move into tomorrow, we've got temperatures in the 40s. We've got sunshine. We do have a little bit of wind, but overall that shouldn't be too bad. How about the 6-day forecast? Temperatures on Sunday near 50 degrees. Looks good. Monday cooler, but then we warm back up Tuesday and Wednesday. The 6+6-day forecast near 50 next Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Oh, I'm loving it. Some sunshine next weekend. Even the overnight lows by the following week are above freezing, so that warming trend, it just continues. Now, let me go ahead and just say there will be snow in March, and there usually is some snow in April. But at least for now, things are looking mild.
And we appreciate that. We need a little sunshine in our life and warmer temperatures.
Yeah, we do. After the past few weeks, we deserve it.
February was tough.
It was.
Thanks, David. Well, Michigan State University took a look at extremism in American politics today. We'll bring you the highlights from that forum next. Thanks for watching 6 News at 6. We'll be right back. Extremism in politics. It's been in the news a lot lately, especially after the Capitol riot last month. And today, that was the topic of a forum hosted by Michigan State University. Yamari Cisse is here for you now with more on this tonight.
MSU's Institute for Public Policy and Social Research held the forum. The group identified different types of extremism. They also discussed ways extremism has increased in politics and how to make people more aware of the truth. Panelist Jacana Thomas pointed out extremism is not new. It's been repeated throughout history, and we may be able to identify potential warning signs. Thomas compared the 2009 threat assessment based on the political climate to the 2020 threat assessment. Another panelist focused on the impact that misinformation, conspiracies, and extremism has in dividing the country. Today's focus was on making people aware of the problem so that they can have the tools to fight it.
Mass effort to try to inform people of what these look like and making them aware that that these are the types of attempts that you see that will try to suck you in, and why you should be wary of them, why you should be aware that these types of efforts and these types of actors exist.
Main topic discussed today, the power of social media and its influence on shaping our opinions, both positively and negatively. Back to you.
Thank you, Yamari. Well, Audrey's here now with sports, and tonight's what you actually would call double the fun on the hardwood tonight.
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, here's why, Sherry. Both the Michigan and Michigan State men's basketball teams are playing this evening, but not against each other, so you're going to hear what they have to say about their respective Big Ten showdowns. And the league battles don't stop there. Tonight, the Holt boys are hosting DeWitt, and after the break, we're going to take you to the Rams' house to get the skinny on how they're feeling prior to tip-off. Stay with us.
This is the LaFontaine Automotive Group 6 Sports Desk.
Tonight is what you would call a dream scenario for college hoop fans here in the state of Michigan, because not only is Michigan State returning to the hardwood this evening to host number 4 Ohio State, but 65 miles southeast of the Breslin Center, the third-ranked Michigan Wolverines will also be battling it out with number 9 Iowa, and both games are being carried on ESPN starting at 7 o'clock with the maize and blue. It's a double header of hoops, which of course should bring double the fun. Michigan and Iowa have yet to play each other this year, so tonight's top 10 showdown in Ann Arbor should be a thriller. Both teams can shoot it, especially the Hawkeyes, who are averaging 10 threes a game. Michigan State knows that very well. And Wolverine guard Mike Smith was asked the million-dollar question: what goes into stopping a team who can get so hot from beyond the arc?
I think just following the game plan and also knowing where your man is at all the time, because at the end of the day, they have so many actions that you have to be totally locked into because you don't want to give up threes. I think that's kind of how it is, that you just have to be locked in fully.
Following the showdown in A Squared, the Spartans and Buckeyes will tip off at 9 p.m. and MSU is hoping to pull off another upset like it did on Tuesday night against number 5 Illinois. It's a rematch from January 31st. The Buckeyes beat MSU 79-62 in Columbus, but MSU has really stepped up its game since then. They shot over 50% from the field on Tuesday, and Tom Izzo's confident his guys will be ready.
I don't think there'll be an emotional letdown because I think our guys, I think just the opposite. I think we're a little fired up about how we're playing lately, and not just these 2 games, but how we've been playing. And I think the guys feel a little good about themselves, not cocky. They've been knocked down to the deepest. They've been tormented on Twitter. They've gone through all that stuff. So not cocky, but I do think they're, excited to see the ball go in the hole. The ball goes in the hole because the ball is moving more, getting a little tougher, helps. All those things are going to help, and we just got to keep grinding.
On the high school front, there is going to be a great boys game taking place at Holt High School tonight between the Rams and DeWitt. In fact, it's actually a rematch from earlier in the year. It's where we find our Ian Kress. And Ian, that was a pretty monumental win for Holt back a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it sure was, Audrey. That's because Holt's season opening win at DeWitt was the first time since March of 2011 that the Rams had beaten the Panthers. And I am now joined by the man in charge of breaking that nearly decade-long streak, Holt head coach Ben Curtis. And Ben, what did you like out of your team the first time you played DeWitt that you're hoping to see out of them today?
The first time we played them, we really executed the game plan. We knew we had a size advantage, and we knew we had the athleticism that we wanted to go in the open court. And we're going to try to do the same thing tonight.
As you know, the CAAC full of great talent, especially at the guard position. DeWitt has 2 of them in Landon Hungerford and Bryce Kearns. What is going to be the game plan to slow them down today?
Our goal is to take them out of the game with 2 of our really athletic guards, and then have the rest of the players have to step up.
All right, well, I appreciate the time, Ben. Best of luck tonight. And we, of course, are going to have the highlights from this one tonight on 6 News at 11. For now, though, Audrey, we'll send things back to you.
Yeah, it's a crazy Thursday for us just because we have so many high school basketball games that are going on along with Michigan and Michigan State. But yeah, we'll have all the highlights, as Ian said. Also, there's a very key matchup between the Olivet and Leslie boys that we will be at tonight as well. David will be back after the break with a final look at your forecast. We'll see you then.
If you like 50s and 60s.
This is that one time of the year I get really popular. And it's not...
David, sorry.
It's not just for my Storm Checker 6 weather app, although that's really popular too, so be sure and download that and check it out. The reason I'm popular is because after this long, cold February, I've got good news. Sunshine tomorrow, 43 degrees. That'll feel great. And then upper 40s on Saturday. I know I've got a chance of precip in early Saturday, but it's probably before you even get up, so it's gone during the day. 50 degrees on Sunday. I left a 10% chance that a random sprinkle could pop up, but most of us don't see anything there. A couple clouds, but it's warm. It does get colder Monday, 37, but then right back in the 40s for highs on Tuesday, near 50 on Wednesday. And then, when that April snow does hit, it's going to really make it hard, because 50 on Thursday and then near 50 Friday into Saturday into Sunday and Monday and Tuesday as well, and quite a few of those days.
I know, right?
I know. I wish I could put a 60 on there, but maybe next week we'll see what we can do.
When we get rid of the snow, it's possible when that sun comes out, it heats up so fast.
That's the hard part about forecasting this time of the year, is snow reflects sunlight. So the more snow you melt, the more the models are right on, and it really warms up. So as we get rid of the snow, we may have to up some of those numbers.
What about the cotton candy skies that we saw yesterday?
Weren't they beautiful, those sunsets?
Gorgeous.
Wow.
We have seen some incredible sunsets this whole year.
And now you can get out and enjoy it.
That's right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and the 3 of us will see you back here for 6 News at 11. Enjoy your evening.